All right, so after about 2 long weeks of waiting, we finally know what the deal is with Aaron Judge. He has a stress fracture of his first right rib, which I guess is right here. So yeah, he's going to be out for a little while. I'll show you what Boone had to say in just a minute, but what we know right now is that Judge is going to be resting for at least 2 weeks. They are shutting him down, and then they'll evaluate from there. So Judge, if there was any doubt before, he definitely is not going to be ready by opening day. Probably going to miss all of April. Now, best case scenario, because they said 2 weeks he's going to be shut down. That would take us to the weekend of March 21st, and then you got to figure at least a week and a half of him just, taking dry swings, teeing, soft toss, live BP, and then figure at least another week and a half of minor league rehab games. He said he needs at least 30 bats. So figure, 30 to 50 at-bats for Judge in that rehab assignment. That's another week and a half. So what we're looking at right here, best case scenario, maybe a late April return. I wouldn't count on that simply for the fact that nothing seems to be going right. You can't really give the benefit of the doubt to these injuries because our luck lately, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go as planned. I doubt Judge is going to be back by April, but who knows? It is possible. I'm going to show you what Aaron Boone had to say. Here's his statement from this afternoon.
So he has a stress fracture of the first right rib. Obviously, a lot of tests to get. It's a tough diagnosis to find. So that's what we're dealing with. It does. It's probably an injury that dates back to September when he dove, we think.
Now, I actually have the play that Boone is referring to show you guys. It dates back to September 18th, a game that CC Sabathia started. It was Domingo Germán's last game before suspension. Here's Judge diving in right field, and you can clearly see he aggravated something. Here's the clip.
Fly ball, shallow right, coming on as Judge dives, and he can't make the play. It's a base hit for Pujols.
So since I was able to find that, I also dug up an old New York Post article from the day after that game, citing Aaron Boone saying what Judge was dealing with. And to anybody who's calling Judge soft, to anybody who's calling Judge a pussy, take a look at this right here. So here's a snippet from the Post. Aaron Boone said he was hopeful Judge was fine. I think so, the manager said when asked if Judge was okay. He was adamant about saying in the game, we'll check on him further and hope it's not a big deal. Now, obviously it turned out to be a big deal. But just think about this. You want to call Judge soft. You want to call him a pussy. You want to call him made of glass. This man essentially fractured his rib in September, continued to play, played through every single out of the postseason, and you guys want to say he's made of glass. You want to call him soft, say that he doesn't care. That is not the case whatsoever. This is very unfortunate that Judge is going to be out, yes, but I don't want to hear anybody calling him soft or calling him a pussy, even calling him injury prone, which you guys know I was going to be willing to say if he did, tear his shoulder or, he pulled another hammy, something like that. But anything that's bone related, how can Aaron Judge control how in shape his rib is? Do you want him to drink more milk? What do you want him to do? Crazy glue his rib? Yeah, this sucks. Now, as for the timetable, I briefly discussed in the beginning of the video. Boone had one more thing to say about that. Here's the clip.
Any idea how long?
No, because I think hopefully we'll reassess in 2 weeks of where he's at, as far as if the bone's healing, and then hopefully have an idea of what that looks like. And then kind of reassess at that point.
The only treatment is rest?
No, there is. You could do surgery at some point to remove the rib. So I wouldn't say that's off the table, but that's not. You wouldn't want to go do that right now.
Now, unlike many others, I'm not too concerned about the whole surgery thing just yet, besides the fact that, yes, we do have some really bad luck recently, but Aaron Boone, he didn't even mention surgery until a reporter brought up the possibility of other alternatives, so I'm not really too concerned about that just yet. He also mentioned that the rib was showing signs of healing, so maybe if we do give him 2 weeks, maybe the rib will heal, maybe he'll be just fine. He can start, taking those swings, getting into rehab games. All we really care about, like I've preached for this entire offseason, and really any point going forward, all that matters is October. If we can get Aaron Judge healthy and playing by the second half of the season, I'm not concerned really whatsoever. Like I said though, best case, he may even be back by the end of April. I would say that's absolute best case. You're probably looking more so towards early May, mid-May, maybe even June. Who knows? I'm also just going to throw this graphic up from the last video because it is still very much relevant now that Judge and Stanton, definitely, at least Judge, are not going to be available for opening day. Here's what our outfield alignment is going to look like. In left field, most likely is going to be Mike Tauchman. Center field, Brett Gardner. Right field, Clint Frazier. And then at DH, probably platooning at DH and right field / left field with Frazier is going to be Miguel Andujar. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole big speech on why you guys should be optimistic or why the Yankees can handle this because they have the depth. I've explained this a million times. Guys, we're going to be just fine. As long as Judge isn't out for the entire year, this really isn't that big of a deal besides the fact, obviously, we want to see Aaron Judge in the field. He's one of the best players in baseball, like I always say, second most impactful player in all of baseball, right next to Mike Trout. You want to see that guy in the field. He's special. He's the face of baseball. But for now, we know probably for at least, let's just say about a month, maybe even 2, we're going to be without him. We can stomach it. We're going to be just fine. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Name is changing to Yankees Avenue this weekend. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's gold like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine, we all fine. Sunny day dreams and we up now. Vodka lemonade, I serve it up, it goes down.